Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Bachelorette Recap, a guy's review. It's week 10. This is night 1, Monday night. We're doubling up for the last 2 weeks of Tayshia's season, formerly Claire's season of The Bachelorette. As always, it's your boy, Dave Neal, stand-up comedian, host of the SAP podcast, and I am bringing it to you live. We are working overtime the month of December. We're doing Vlogmas, new Christmas vlogs every day. You like that? I made a scented pine cone, folks. Tell my mom I'm thriving in Los Angeles. Who's in quarantine and making scented pine cones? Your boy, Dave Neal is. Good to see you guys. I'm going to talk about this episode, who Tayshia voted off. We'll recap all of that. Then we'll do a men tell all, the men who tell all with Yosef. The villain returns. We'll talk about him, Noah Bennett, all that jazz. And then at the very end, I'll read my donations. I got some nice Christmas time donations from you guys. And I'll also give you my revenue report. I'll tell you how much the last episode made. We're trending back in the right direction. We're moving our way up. We got some Christmas gifts. I got a lot of nieces and nephews, folks. My sister's made a lot of babies. And, Uncle Dave has a lot of gift giving to do. And I'm also going to tell you guys at the very end of this recap how much money my Friday episode made. It might surprise you. It did pretty well. Friday, I released an episode called Spite Cheating, The Bachelorette, Tayshia Adams, ex-husband speaking to reality Steve. I broke that down, and it did okay. You guys like the gossip. All right, you guys have paid my bills this year with the Bachelor Nation gossip, so I got to give you guys credit where it's due. Let's jump right in. Chris Harrison's back. First thing he goes, "You've cleaned house," talking about Tayshia's, all the guys she's just deleted off of the system. Chris asked Tayshia about the details. It's hilarious. He's asking her all the details, like, so how's it going? You know, it's like as if he's not pulling all the strings. You know, he was at his son's graduation being like, send Bennett to the 2-on-1. You know, he's the Wizard of Oz. Blake has a one-on-one with Tayshia, and then Noah yells out, "Take care of her." That's Noah's new thing, just yelling to guys, "Take care of her." What he's saying is, you know what, don't kiss too hard. Leave a little bit for me. It's like when you're going to go get pie. It's like, don't eat the last slice. That's what he's saying. Don't take the last slice of Tayshia. They go to a Reiki crystal healer. The Reiki healer tells Blake to disrobe, and he's like, again? Jeez, you mean you guys really don't want me clothed? It's like, yeah, we're in the desert. Take it off. Tayshia says that the chakras are opening up, and boy, did they ever. The chakras opened wide up, if you know what I mean. Remember when Blake said before, the funniest line ever when he was like, I don't feel like getting naked today. You know, there's all these men having this bravado moment, and then Blake's like, look, I'm just not feeling it. I ate some saturated fatty acids, and I'm just feeling a little bloated today, if you don't mind. If we could not get naked, and then the Reiki healer's like, gonna need you naked. And I'm sure the Reiki healer has no jurisdiction, but she's like, oh, I thought I'm a crystal healer. I thought I'd try to get him naked. Can you imagine if it was the other way around, if I was the Reiki healer, and I'm like, yeah, Tayshia, I'm gonna need that shirt to come off. We just gotta open up the chakras. All right, we're just trying to rub some crystals all over you, if you know what I mean. They do tantric breathing exercises, which is the opposite of social distancing, if you ask me. That is literally the opposite of social distancing. Tayshia says, I don't think that's my guy, which is really sad, but hey, she saw goodbye in his eyes, right? This is Tayshia's Red Wedding episode, right? Game of Thrones bloodbath. She's sending everyone home. She's like, you got to go. You guys are the opposite of Oprah Winfrey. Look under your seat. You're going home. You're going home. You get a car to drive you home. Everybody's got a car to get you out of here. You're gone. A lot of good men spilled blood on that day. The La Quinta lost a few good men. They sure did. And they lost a few bad men. But that's okay. They've all got verifications on Instagram. They'll have ladies sliding into their DMs. They'll be promoting, La Quintas for the rest of their life. Free, weekend stay at Choice La Quintas in Albuquerque, New Mexico only in the off season. On Tuesdays, Tayshia swings by the bachelor pad after sending Blake home. She's not done. She goes, I don't want to hurt anybody. Riley, can we talk? All the guys are like, ooh. Riley asks her, what am I missing? She breaks up with Riley. He says, why keep me around so long? Why not just let me be? He asks all the questions that a normal guy has, and he's got that lawyer personality, so he's just, like, why? What's wrong? Like any decent guy would have. Tasha didn't know the backstory of Riley because my fiance watches kind of just like here and there, and I love Riley. Guys, I love Riley. Probably too much. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a solid man. Prove me wrong. He hasn't yet. He goes, why not just let me be? Normal questions. Look, don't dump a lawyer. He's going to depose you. He's like cross-examining her about why she broke up. And Tayshia said, I felt like we were finally breaking through, but that came later when you started feeling vulnerable and opening up to me. I hate it when they do this because now you're dumping him and he's going to start questioning himself. Just tell a guy you're not that into him. That's all men want. Tell him you're not that into him. You do you, you're not into him. Riley said, the longer I look at you, the longer I hear you talk and see you smile, the more pain I feel. So I get it. Is this Riley or a new Taylor Swift song? I mean, Jesus Christ, Riley. I just feel for this guy. And then he goes, I don't normally open up. Open up more, Riley. You're a poet. You really are. I mean, this guy's got heart and soul. Share all that vibrancy with the world, Riley. Man, this breakup's going to crush Tayshia, too. She does not feel good about it. Riley is a man, my guy. Look, raise your son to be like Riley. Class act. Don't we love Riley? Leave a comment and let me know. I mean, I love Riley. Am I speaking him up too much? I love him. After this whole thing went down, after the men tell all, Tasha, my fiance, was back on board. I keep on getting Tasha and Tayshia mixed up, which you never want to do, but I think I'm allowed to mix up my fiance's name with, Tayshia, Tasha, you throw an I in there, who knows? Tasha's put into a tough position as a replacement. She's forced to rush it with these guys, right? She gets 20 guys and she has 3 dates to figure it all out. They're like, here, look, you deal with it. She's like, Blake, I don't know. She's like a quarterback that gets traded to a new team and has to learn the new offense. The team doesn't win right away, and everyone wants to blame the quarterback. It's like it's a new team. Give them a chance to gel. They don't have charisma yet. Bennett shows back up, said he was going to be written off as a Harvard douchebag. Bro, that's literally in your bio. You entered as a Harvard douchebag. You will leave as a Harvard douchebag. Again, I like Bennett, and I got a lot of hate from that online. People are like, how can you like Bennett? He's manipulating her. He's gaslighting her. He's this, he's that. I just see a guy that doesn't really know how to express his true feelings. He's kind of stoic and hides behind that intelligent shell. That's what I see. I don't see him as some a-hole or d-bag. Yeah, maybe he's overcompensating for something he lacks. Aren't we all? Let's get deep. Aren't we all? Bennett says that Tayshia informed him there's their trust. Bennett said, hold on, let's start over. Bennett says that Tayshia invited him there to the rose ceremony, so trust her decision, which is a hilarious way to put it. It's like, look, if you're going to question me, that means you're questioning Tayshia's decisions, and I think she's going to have a problem with that. So all the guys are like, all right, I won't say anything. Fine, I'm moving along. By the way, I thought we should have some Christmas music here, you know what I mean, just to like keep things going. So I'm going to play a little Christmas music in the background. He says, if you don't want me here, clearly you don't trust Tayshia, do you? He just totally spins it on him. Hey, some emotional intelligence there. A little manipulative. Tayshia doesn't want a cocktail party, knows what she needs to do. Boy, wouldn't that be fun for Bennett to just get dumped twice? He's like dumped, and she's like, you know what? I know I dumped you, but show back up tomorrow, and I'm going to dump you again. And that's exactly what she did. Rose ceremony. Zach, Ben, Brendan, and Ivan make the cut. Noah Bennett head home together to continue their bromance. They're in a bromance together. They're going to share an Uber ride home. Hey, they might as well hang out and be boys now, right? They're both COVID negative. Hang out together. Go on some double dates. Noah leaves with his catchphrase. He's walking out the door and he goes, boys, treat her well. I feel like that's his sitcom line. He's, he like walks in on the sitcom and everyone's like, boys, treat her well. All right. If you like these random sound inserts, you can expect this and more on my live streams, Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. Tomorrow, Tuesday, I'll be doing maybe a special 4 p.m. live stream to go over the rest of the ladies of Matt James's season. I promised today I would do a live stream, and after a 70-minute live stream, we only got to Kimberly. We're doing the whole alphabet. We only got to K. So you know it's a good time when we only get to Kimberly. We're doing first impression judgments of these girls and their bios. We have socialites. We've got journalists. There's single moms. We got a whole smorgasbord of, mediocre talent we could find. All right, we got the men tell all. Let's get right into the men tell all. And again, tomorrow night I'll be doing a part 2 recap. So a lot of content here. I appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, like this, and leave a comment. Watch it in its full duration. That helps out the YouTube algorithm. Appreciate you. Okay, it's not the same men tell all if we don't have Bachelor Nation jeering in the background. Isn't it so funny you get these middle-aged ladies watching the show? No offense to you, I know that's my whole following, but they'll be in the audience like booing Bennett. It's like you would dump your husband and his brother if you could get with Bennett, and you know that for a fact. Oh, Bennett's so gross. Oh, if he looked at you, you would feel 10 years younger, Deborah. Okay, come on now, let's get into it. DMAR tells Ed not to judge Chasen. Okay, look, we could get into all the specifics of this, but it's like, everyone, Chasen wasn't there. Why wasn't Chasen there? Did he fail his COVID test? What happened? We don't know what happened with Chasen. Yeah, they only invited a few guys back. No, we get into the Noah versus Bennett feud. Noah says Bennett is just insecure. Probably, like I said, aren't we all? Bennett says he never thought they had beef and that he created the drama, which is also a flex move for Bennett to be like, look, I didn't even know we had a problem. That's like Bennett. He's just he's a larger speedboat, and he's Noah's in this small raft getting capsized, and Bennett's like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know my giant yacht was a problem for you. Don't you go to yachting season over there in the Mediterranean? Noah calls Kenny a One Direction party boy. Clearly, he needs to resort to name calling when pressed. Look, Noah, come on. Just like you're a smart guy. You're an ICU traveling nurse or whatever it is. Thank you for your service. In doing the job you agreed to do, but I appreciate you anyway. Go out there and push those vaccines, or don't. I don't know. Whatever you want to do, people. But anyway, Noah, he starts name calling Kenny, and it's like, come on, Kenny actually seems like a pretty nice guy. Yeah, sure. Like, so he works at a bar and he books bands for the bar. They turned that into a boy band manager. He seems like a nice guy. Maybe he's not the smartest guy, but I bet you when push comes to shove, if you have an issue, Bennett, I'm sure if you have an issue, Kenny drops what he's doing and gets your back. He just seems like a loyal guy. I could be wrong, but he seems like a loyal guy, and I like loyalty over intelligence any day of the week. You think Bennett's gonna get your back? No, you're gonna fight at the bar. Bennett's gonna like take off his loafer one at a time, set it aside, move his scarf. He's got to get rid of his cape or whatever he's got going on. There's a lot of work Bennett's got to do before he, breaks a nail. Kenny's just going to be in there throwing elbows. He's going to be wearing his blue Speedo from the event. All right, Blake's chakra date. They go over that. They go over Blake's chakra date in the Men Tell All. Chris Harrison shows this scene where clearly Blake had a boner. I don't know. Did he have a boner? His helmet was poking out. Who knows? He was punching cloth, if you know what I mean. Punching cloth from the front end. You don't see that too often. Chris Harrison says Canadians rise to the occasion. Yeah, sure he does. You know what? When you got universal health care, you get a better a rise, if you know what I mean. You're much better medicated, good blood flow. Blake says he was charged in the moment. That's what they're referring to, these innuendos. He's charged. Well, nothing charges me like watching my live stream tomorrow at 4 p.m. Love it or hate it, guys. I don't edit these videos. You get what you get from me. Look, only like twice have I ever had to edit a video because I said something so ludicrous. I was like, I cannot put that out there. Sometimes you try to swing for a home run and you strike out miserably. Anyway, but this season we haven't had one edit, as far as I know. Okay, my boy Jason shows up. Rhodey Rams, go Rhodey, fellow alma mater here. Jason tells Yosef to STFU, Rhodey Pride. Jason has a good moment to tell Yosef to go stick it where the sun don't shine. Shove Blake's charge up your hoo-ha, if you know what I mean. Yosef shows up, says he was upset over the losing naked dodgeball team, says he was sticking up for the fellas. Just sticking up for the old fellas. Yosef is one of those guys that will use any excuse to get his point across. He was already mad that she called him out the week before. They never talked about this. They never talked about the fact that he was mad that Claire called him out the week before. So it's like, we know why he's throwing his bows. He was super defensive and sort of a psychopathic in his defense over his actions. He had a good point in his first line, and then he took it too far. His good point was that he didn't want to be seen that certain way. But of course, as soon as he says that, there's a TikTok video that goes viral of him, throwing his charge at different ladies on TikTok. What can you do? Riley said, I'm 10 feet from you, and I'm telling you right now, you're a horrible person, which is, pretty weighted. It's pretty weighted that all these guys really hated Yosef. No one wanted to defend him. Usually when there's a villain, somebody can defend him, but everyone's like, no, Yosef, you're a real piece of garbage. And like I said, it's not for his initial opinion on her. It's for his shouting and inability to conduct himself like a normal human being. I mean, you're not asking for too much when it comes to, wanting a decency on this show. I mean, we literally expect nothing but low-level douchebaggery, and he managed to outpunt the coverage, as it were. Chris said to Yosef, "I rarely do this. I've seen a lot of things in 20 years, but that was not a good look." And then he asked Yosef, he was like, "With all that said, would you apologize to Claire?" And Yosef goes, "I'm not going to apologize to Claire." Chris goes, "We've left people on floating sand barges, alone in the desert. We killed a contestant once, R.I.P., but this crosses the line. This really crosses the line." Chris was like, "Yeah, look, I never do this." You guys got to watch it if you didn't. That was pretty big for Chris to be like, "Look, I never get in the way, but man, not to put my moral superiority over you, but you really cross the line." Tayshia walks in. Riley nearly chokes. Do you see that? Tayshia walks in and Riley goes, "Ooh." He just literally was overcome with a charge, if you will. Tayshia says she had a 48-hour heads up before they asked her to be on the show. She got the call while in bed eating donuts. Boy, if that was me, I would immediately just start doing planks and abs. You know what I mean? Blake says he's convinced it didn't work out because they didn't have enough time. He asked Tayshia if she thinks things could have changed if they had more time. The way Tayshia looks at Blake, if she's now single, I think they should date again. The way she looks at Blake is like, whoa. Yeah, we don't know if Tayshia's single. I'm not spoiled, so don't spoil it for me. But I don't know if she ended up dumping a guy or sticking with him. They go to such a short timeline that maybe she couldn't get to the finish line. And maybe she did. Who knows? But clearly Blake and Riley, I mean, these dudes are really smitten for her. And who knows, maybe this Men's Tell All was filmed probably only weeks after the show ended because of the quick turnaround. So it's really hard to tell, but you could really feel the emotions right there. We had Riley said to Tayshia, "I feel like I did myself a disservice for waiting so long to open up." He said, "You're amazing, and if someone doesn't tell you enough, I'll be there to remind you." That's a stand-up guy. I mean, Riley, I set the bar high for him, and he delivers every single day of the week. All right, let me play this music one more time, and we're going to end this with some shout-outs for the donations. I'll end on the donations, but let's start with this. Quick analytics. Last week's video finally started to pick up steam. 2,500 views, 19 new subscribers, and it made $43.68. Thank you guys so much. You're putting food on the table. I can now feed the dog again. It's been a rough couple months for him. He's been eating scraps. I'm kidding. We're doing fine. So the Friday video about the spite cheating has 16,500 views, 2,000 watched hours, which is amazing. You guys watched so much of that video. 57 new subscribers. Hello to all of our new subscribers. And it pulled in $245.31. $245 for that quick video we made about Tayshia's ex going on the Reality Steve podcast. By no means did I defend him, but we presented all sides of the argument as we try to do. And boy, did he miss the mark, in my belief, with trying to accomplish vindicating himself. He came out very bitter. Go watch that video if you haven't already. And finally, let me get out of here with this. A couple donations. I wanted to thank you guys so much for these Venmo donations. Renee, again, donated $45. She gave two different donations there. Thank you so much, Renee from Chelsea. And then we have a donation from James, $10. He said, "Just keep going, brother." And he says, "Shout out to the Little Traverse Bay Humane Society." So big shout out to Little Traverse Bay Humane. Am I pronouncing it right? The Little Traverse or Traverse? The Little Traverse Bay Humane Society. Big shout out to you. You sponsored this episode. Thank you guys so much. I don't know if I got Robin in. She donated $40 last week, but thank you guys so much. You've been incredible. And to the people that have donated on the actual live streams, big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for putting some bread in my tip jar. Appreciate you so much. Tomorrow I'll be live streaming. Thursday I'll be live streaming, and I'll be doing another recap tomorrow night. And if you didn't pick up on the hint, every day of Vlogmas, every single day of December, I'm creating a new vlog talking about decorating the tree, home arts and crafts. I'm doing a vlog based on my stand-up comedy tomorrow. So if you really can support those, I'd really appreciate it. At the end of this video, I'll put a link right there. You can just click on that, and it'll take you to the Vlogmas videos. We taste tested Dunkin' Donuts coffee, holiday coffee from Starbucks, and we went to the Harry Potter coffee shop. It's called Nimbus Coffee down in downtown LA, and I got a Ginny gingerbread. So if you like Harry Potter, you got to check that out. And anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this recap. I'll see you tomorrow. Leave a comment. Bye, everybody.